Michael Jackson, the king of pop music, is what we know about this man. Actually, throughout history to this day, perhaps I have not been able to describe any entertainer with a greater influence than Michael Jackson in the world. His back-breaking career, outstanding fame, and timeless songs are what people talk about him. But that's not all. As we know, the king of pop music has a life with many secrets hidden for many years. From his unfortunate childhood to the most terrible moments when his career reached its peak or his death was full of secrets. There are countless theories about Michael Jackson's life that are still being debated to this day. Some say he is a member of Illuminati. Others say he died of drug addiction. So what about the life and death of this legend that we do not know yet? Is what people talk about him true? We will find the answer in the video Michael Jackson. Although we know that Michael Jackson is too famous, and information about him can be easily found on the internet. But maybe we should still take a closer look at his life to understand the secrets in the next part of this video. Gary, Indiana, 50 years ago. Filled with the dust of steel production and the heavy industry of the industrialized United States, born into a family of 9 brothers and sisters. Michael Jackson also grew up in poverty. In every level of manual labor in society, Joseph and Catherine still try to take care of their children with enough food and clothes. And the most important thing is to nurture their love for music. Joseph hired a steel factory, sometimes playing R&B with the Falcons. But it seems that his love for his children is not as great as his love for music. Why is that? Because Joseph often applies physical influence to his children with his back, his hips, and anything he can break. Joseph forces his children to practice until they are exhausted, spending all their time and energy on music, because he believes that only music can help their children get out of poverty. Michael Jackson wrote in his autobiography that his childhood was a dark month. He was not played around like his friends, but had to live and work in a bad environment like hell. Michael was once beaten to death by his father. He just joined the band, but he often stood alone, crying in loneliness and sadness. And then the feeling of fear, sadness, kept haunting him forever whenever he saw his father appear. In 1964, at the right age and in the first grade, Michael joined the family band, the Jackson Brothers, including members Marlon, Jackie, Tito, Michael, and Jermaine. The brothers performed all over Indiana. After succeeding in expecting the song My Girl, the Jackson Brothers Band was even more confident. They began to organize tours throughout the state, to Chicago, Illinois, then to the East Coast and Central America. In 1966, the band changed its name to the Jackson 5, with 2 main vocals, Michael and Jermaine, the third brother. And surprisingly, the family band also gradually had successes that few people expected. 2 years later, the Jackson 5 signed the first contract with Motown Records and began to sing in American music. The band received many compliments from the audience and music critics after these songs won the Billboard Hot 100 chart for a long time. Although not mature, Michael showed his talent when he performed the song Get to Be There by Rumpkin Robbins at the age of 14. Thanks to the success of his children, Joseph decided to leave home to California in the 1970s. His first home was at 1616 Queen Street, Los Angeles. And of course, the Jackson 5 later fell into a period of decline and depression as the relationship with Motown Records deteriorated. In 1976, the Jackson 5 signed a contract with CBS Records. However, Motown Records terminated the contract prematurely. But at this time, Michael began to succeed more in his personal activities when he composed and performed famous songs such as Shake Your Body, This Place Hotel, Can You Feel It? In 1978, when Michael played the role of a poor man in The Wiz with the singer Diana Ross, he accidentally met Quincy Jones. They became friends and together planned to release Michael's first album after 4 years. After Michael Jackson's first album, Thriller, was born in 1982, the role of the Jackson Family Band came to an end, opening a new era in the solo career of the pop king. Thriller was ranked number 1, 2 among the most successful albums of all time in the US, and held the top spot in the music charts for a long time. Thriller is also one of the albums with the highest number of CDs sold so far, with more than 107 million copies, becoming one of the albums with 7 top songs in the Billboard Hot 100 chart. But also from here, a new chapter in Michael Jackson's career has officially begun. If I had to give it a name, maybe people would call it glory and tragedy. In Michael Jackson, few singers have had a major impact on the global entertainment industry like him. With talent, hard work, the pop king has once occupied the most important positions in the multi-billion-dollar industry in a complex and not very fun way. In the early 1980s, Michael Jackson was the most mentioned skin singer on the news media. He is honored to be the star of African American people, to receive the absolute support of the audience, from white skin, yellow skin to red skin, and of course, most of the black skin. Michael Jackson is a symbol of success, and of course the effort of the skin artist at the beginning of his career. Non-TV channels like Michael Jackson have taken the most important position in the world of entertainment. However, everything is changing. Take a look here. Many fans are not surprised that every time Michael Jackson appears, his appearance, especially his skin color and face, has changed significantly. There is nothing like a skin color like before. In 1992, Michael Jackson's skin gradually became whiter, and the media also took it as a hot topic. In front of the press, Michael did not deny the change of his skin, but explained that he had a skin disorder that destroyed his skin. However, this explanation does not erase the injustice of the black skin community in the United States, because they believe that he is trying to escape his roots, to transform himself into a white skin person, to find a more successful opportunity in American society, which is already famous for racial discrimination. A plastic surgeon in New York revealed that Michael even used too many scissors to fix his nose, teeth, chin, lips, cheekbones, and even a whitening medicine. Some newspapers in the U.S. reported that Michael Jackson slept in a glass room, filled it with oxygen to prevent aging. But is that true? What really happened to his skin just now? Is it possible that people are willing to deny their roots, their skin color, to exchange for money and fame? Perhaps the answer will be revealed by this man. His name is Arnold Glenn, Michael Jackson's old doctor when he was alive. He said that Jackson had signs of discoloration in 1983, a condition with a characteristic sign of loss of color on the skin. Not only that, he was also diagnosed with another chronic disease called red blood cell lupus. After 4 years of observation in 1986, the doctor diagnosed that Michael Jackson had 2 of the above diseases and needed to be treated by a dermatologist. But the truth is even more horrific. Red blood cell lupus not only has a negative effect on the metabolism of the immune system, but it also causes Michael Jackson to have major mental problems. The strong effect of red blood cell lupus on the body can cause psychological pressure. Michael Jackson used a light-colored makeup and maybe even whitening cream to cover up the uneven lines caused by the disease. The cream makes the skin of the male singer brighter, and with the effect of makeup, he can look as pale as we usually see. But no one understands him. People still constantly criticize Michael Jackson for his discolored skin. They say that he is a bad model for young people with discolored skin, or that he wants to look like a whiter skin to participate in movies and TV shows. However, in an interview with Oprah Winfrey in February 1993, Michael Jackson once shared directly about this issue. Control it. But there are still millions of people sitting under the sun to make their skin darker, to become different from what they originally have. No one said anything about it, 62 million Americans are now watching the interview, and they have their own answer. Except for some people who are envious of Michael Jackson, most of them feel empathy for him rather than doubt. And it was that interview that led to a series of A to Zs that very few people knew about before the interview took place. Michael Jackson has always been proud to declare that he has discolored skin, and you will feel that more clearly in the letter he wrote to the actor William Percy in 1988. Maybe I saw our world with pink glasses, but I love everyone on this planet. That's why racial discrimination really bothers me, because I believe that everyone has the same rights. I was taught about it and will always believe it. I just don't understand why people can create contradictions just because of their skin color. I understand all races on Earth. Discrimination is an expression of oppression. We come to this world in a state of weakness and cover-up. And that reminds me that I'm the same after this layer of clothing, no matter what the color of my skin is. Not long after his death, people found penicillin and hydroquinone in Michael Jackson's house. Both of these creams are skin-whitening agents and are recommended for adults with discoloration of more than 50% of the body to whiten the rest of the skin and make it look like discolored skin. Michael Jackson's autopsy confirmed that his discoloration was real. His skin was found to have weakened the nucleus cells, the cells that determine the color of the human skin. So, in the end, when he died, the myth about the discoloration of the skin that was planted in Pop's house was also made public. But fate still hasn't forgiven Michael Jackson. He still has a bigger, scarier myth that has not been proven to this day. Although decades have passed since the eye surgeon exceeded the limit in treating the patient and resulted in a fatal accident, the evidence in the case shows a continuous process of deception that Dr. Conrad Murray has lied many times and never regretted it. Dr. Conrad Murray gave Michael Jackson a powerful propofol, but he was not careful with the patient. Michael Jackson put too much trust in Dr. Conrad Murray, and that made him have to pay for it with his own life. After a series of arguments and evidence that the authorities, prosecutors,